Cyril Ramaphosa launched the National HIV and TB Stigma Reduction Program. The program deals with the effects of stigma and the discrimination against people living with HIV and AIDS. Ramaphosa will open the 7th South African AIDS Conference shortly. Ramaphosa is the chairperson of the South African National AIDS Council. The conference will provide the latest developments regarding the treatment and prevention of HIV and AIDS, as well as tuberculosis. It will also focus on vaccine development and human rights issues. Well, let's now cross live to our reporter covering this conference in Durban, Ayanda Mhlongo. Ayanda, a very good afternoon to you. Well, Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa has launched the National HIV and TB Stigma Reduction Program. Tell us a bit about what he said.
Yes, so the Deputy President, as you're saying, Alicia, did launching that program, starting, of course, with the campaign, which was launched at the Mini Park around midday in Durban. He is now at the ICC, where the conference is, as you said, going to get underway. This is going to be the venue for the conference, which will take place from today over the next 4 days. And very importantly, today was the announcement or the release of the results from the long-awaited Stigma survey. That result we have now, they have presented the result of that survey, a summary of it at the moment, but later on South Africans will be able to access the full report that is on websites and that will be announced to the public later on. But some of the important things, I think, or facts, Alicia, that have come out of this report and the importance of why South Africa had to conduct a survey such as this. We understand from researchers that, in fact, South Africa was one of the last countries, was very late in conducting this report, this survey, I beg your pardon. 50 other countries had already conducted similar surveys. But what differed from the one in South Africa was that it was in more detail, with a large number of people that were interviewed. Over 10,000 people participated in this survey, and they came from different backgrounds. They looked at people who are married, who are in relationships. They looked at educational qualifications. We also understand as well that 60% of those who participated in the survey were unemployed, and it cut across South Africa. 18 districts were part of this, or rather the participants came from 18 districts across South Africa. And some of the important effects of the survey, what has come out from those that were interviewed, was that 90%, they say, of people now, or people living with HIV, it showed, or those that were part of the study, they now disclose the status to their partners, and researchers are saying that this is good news and this is very significant. Also, what is important, particularly with regards to stigma, which they say is a massive challenge, is the fact that there are still incidences and cases of stigma, and they're hoping that, of course, with the report and with the recommendations of this report, government is going to be able to put together practical programs to counter stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV.
Look, Ayanda, KZN has one of the highest HIV infections in South Africa. How important is this summit for the province itself?
Well, the summit, of course, is very important. As said, obviously, for KZN, as you know, a high number of people living with HIV come from the province of KwaZulu-Natal, but also for South Africa as a whole. The theme of this conference is a reflection, refocus, and a renewal. So it will be looking into the developments, the latest developments regarding treatment and prevention, as well as developments with regards to a vaccine and other human rights issues around HIV and AIDS, which affect, as I said, not only people here in KZN, but across South Africa. We do know that the country remains the highest, has the highest number of people living with HIV globally. And obviously, a conference like this is very, very important. There is a lot that we're expecting to come out from this conference. Research that is going to be presented here by the scientists and researchers that hail from across the globe. We're also going to be hearing developments, new developments, exciting news we understand later on this week on the vaccine. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that is going to come out of this conference. And of course, the Deputy President also saying that as we know, next year, South Africa or KZN will be hosting the International AIDS Conference once again, coming back to South Africa decades later. So it is very important that this conference is held also as we then await to for the global conference will take place next year.
Ayanda, besides government, who else is taking part in this conference?
Besides the government representatives, we have a large number of researchers, as I said, and scientists. They are here. They've been conducting the research. Also, those that have been working, as I said, on treatments and vaccines. They'll be here to present their findings, to present their research. We also have a large number of civil society that are here, human rights organizations, and through the different plenary sessions that are going to take place during the course of the week. Those they will then be making presentations. Other presentations will be around human rights issues, as well as those that will be focusing on research, treatment, as well as prevention.
Thanks for that. That's SABC reporter Ayanda Mhlongo live to us on the line from Durban, where the 7th South African AIDS Conference just kicked off.